welcome to the New Hampshire Roval for round 16 of this 25 race series for UAL Season 3. We're at a very technical track here at the New Hampshire Roval. Now, as usual, we'll show you the championship points coming in. Karl Marx still has a good lead over the championship by about 18 points. But that can easily be cut down, especially because Auto Club is double points. Everyone has now cracked the top 100 in points. Yeah, Jack Daniels moved up to second. Bob McFarland had a rough race, pushed him down to third. Tom O'Laughlin, Brennan Hubbard, John Christensen moved up to sixth. Snoop Dogg fell to seventh. Alfredo Saucy, Big Bob switched places with Icy Cow. Steersman, Bone, Pettigrew went by Martz, then Baguette Boy, Edgelord, and last race winner Chad Broski, trying to catch up to the back of the pack. So we are here at New Hampshire, but not on the oval. We are here on the road course. There's the map. The New Hampshire Roval is such an interesting track because you leave the infield and you go out to that little area on top. The only other track that I can think that does that is the Motegi Road course in Japan, but that one doesn't use the oval at all, where this one uses turns 1 and 2 and about half of the backstretch. There's never been a race at this track. It is brand new to the series as, whoa, John Christensen dives down in as Karl Marx went wide. I wonder if he's having issues. There's a carousel. A fun little banked turn. Here's your standings as of now. Alfredo Saucy, Icy Cal, Tom O'Laughlin moves up into second. Says how fast they're going around this track. Unfortunately, I'm currently stuck with it being kilometers an hour. I'll figure that out, as here's everyone's time so far. Alfredo Saucy's really the only one to put down a real lap time. So we're still at 17 cars. So far, 8 have turned laps, but none have really been too competitive. I mean, you can see Bone up there. There's the gap from the leader from their times. So far, no one's really gotten close to Alfredo Saucy. Could this be the race where he finally gets his second win ever? His first win came at Sebring Season 2. He was under a different name, so technically a different driver. But he just hasn't had any race-winning speed since, as he is still improving his time. Yeah, Bob McFarland had a rough race last race and fell to third in the standings after being second and battling for first for most of the season. There's when you see them come back onto the oval. Ooh, Dylan Pettigrew got pretty close, but still not enough. After this race at New Hampshire, we stay at New Hampshire, but that time we'll be racing on the oval. Yeah, this is my favorite turn, just going around here. It's slightly banked. You don't really see it that much on broadcasting, but when you're driving it, you definitely see it. And then up around these hills, very fun. I enjoy it. Yeah, Bob McFarland, currently in 14th, doesn't seem like he's set a time, like a good, decent time, so here he goes as John Christensen actually goes P1. Bob McFarland up to 9th. So far, 15 cars have gone out. Your points leader, Karl Marx, in 5th place in the standings, Brendan Hubbard. They're out on track, just haven't set a lap time yet. Brendan will be the first of them to do it. As here's John Christensen, your current practice leader with 2 minutes to go. Sorry about that, we are back. Yeah, Monsieur Bone in 10th. That car won Season 1. It's the exact same paint scheme and everything. The driver total has gotten 3 wins, 2 in Season 1 and 1 in this season. Skipped Season 2. Baguette Boy won Season 2, but under a different name, monocle, no last name. As John Christensen is still your leader, but by about half a tenth, so that's very close. John Christensen led a little bit at Lime Rock, but then hit the wall, had some damage, and wasn't able to recover. As we're getting close to the end of this, so if they want to set a lap time, they better hurry to the start-finish line, as it does not look like this group will set another lap time. It seems like that'll be it for them. Ethan Martz, unfortunately, will be in 17th. Jack Daniels, 15th. That is very uncharacteristic of him. I would say he's probably the best car out there. He's just only second in points because he had a little bit of a rough start to the season. Very chaotic on the track, like at Spa. He ran into, I think, Karl Marx, who he's now battling for the championship. As Dylan Pettigrew tops the standings by about half a second with a 1:01.8. Very quick lap time. As now we are in qualifying. So we will set the field. John Christensen immediately, not wasting any time, going out onto the track. John Christensen. He's already won 2 races this season. He won at, I know he won at Michigan, and I think the other one was at Barber, which is his only road course win ever in this series. He's not a big road course racer. We did see him challenge up front at Lime Rock. Lime Rock is one of his better tracks. Yeah, nobody in this series has ever raced at the New Hampshire Roval. It's brand new to the series. There's a couple more brand new ones. Auto Club, our season finale, Long Beach, Hockenheim, Interlagos, Martinsville. They're all coming up. Yes, if you heard me right, I said Martinsville. That's going to be a very fun race. As John Christensen is now going around the track. Obviously, he's going to track pink in the first sector because he's the only car out on track right now. We're going to see what he pulls for the second sector. Also pink, no surprise there. Icy Cow's going to be the first one challenging him. Does not seem like either him or Tom O'Loughlin is at the same pace. Jack Steersman, we're going to see what he can do. Pulls green, but he's going to need a couple more pinks to go for it. John Christensen in the fourth sector. Pink. Again, no surprise. As his first sector changed to green, don't know what happened there. But obviously he will go first with a 103.8. Icy Cow goes second, not good enough. Tom O'Loughlin, it does not seem like it'll be close enough. He's coming out of the final couple turns. He's now on the front stretch. Yeah, doesn't seem like he's gonna be a... Yeah. Third place, 107.8. Obviously not gonna stick. Even Christensen's time is not going to stay. It will definitely need to be improved. Baguette Boy, not good enough. Snoop Dogg. I think Icy Cow is challenging 2 pinks in the first 2 sectors. What's his third sector? Also pink. Icy Cow is definitely going for it right now. John Christensen turns a pink in the 4th sector. Where's his 5th one gonna be? You see the number 1 time. It is an improvement. Icy Cow, what's he gonna get coming to the start-finish line? Ooh, not good enough. That last sector screwed him over. Unfortunately, he will get a couple more attempts. Bone, not good enough. Tom O'Loughlin, we'll see what he can get. Chances are that's, ooh, a pink in the final sector, but is only good enough for 3rd. Edgelord, also not good enough. Steersman, what's Steersman gonna get? He will get a yellow. Baguette Boy, also not good enough. Snoop Dogg, onto the front stretch. A pink, but only good enough for 6th. Ethan Mart's all green, but not good enough. Saw a big wad of cars. No one's overtaken for 1st. Chad Broski up to 5th. Alfredo Saucy near the bottom. John Christensen only very close to that last lap speed. Tom O'Loughlin full pinks. This may be it. As one of his pinks goes to green. What's it gonna be? Tom O'Loughlin, P1, just as the checker flag flies. I think you'll get another lap, 101.8 by nearly a 1.3 seconds. That is massive. Jack Steersman, Baguette Boy, not good enough for, as Baguette Boy goes onto the front row. Jack Daniels, he's gonna have to pull a big number. 101. No, not 101. It was a 105. Definitely not good enough. All the people crossing the line now will not get another try. John Christensen, not good enough. Icy Cow, What's he gonna get? Second onto the front row. As here comes Bone. Bone. Sixth. Karl Marx, also not good enough. Tom O'Laughlin, not good enough to improve, as that was it. So let's now go over your full starting lineup. Tom O'Laughlin starts up front with Icy Cow almost a whole second behind, so this could end up being really good for Tom O'Laughlin. Baguette Boy, John Christensen, row 2. Broski and Bone, row 3. Steersman, Snoop Dogg, fill up row 4. Alfredo Saucy, and championship leader Karl Marx in row 5. Not where Karl Marx wants to start, but luckily Jack Daniels starts behind him. But unfortunately, he is a little too close for comfort. Big Bob will take 12th. And then scroll down even farther. You got Bob McFarland and Ethan Martz. And then Edgelord. And then that kind of a blank space. And then Brennan Hubbard and Dylan Pettigrew did not set times. Not what they're gonna want. So let's go look at some of your important things you'd want to know for the race. Right, so yeah, race info basically. Sorry, I'm struggling a bit. So, New Hampshire Roval, 2.49 kilometers. That is about a mile and a half. 27 degrees Celsius, 148 meters above sea level in Loudon, New Hampshire. And then 56%. And then partly cloudy is partly cloudy. Not a bunch of wind. New Hampshire Roval track fact. New Hampshire Roval is the second ever Roval used for UAL. The only ever one was Daytona Road Course. Ethan Martz got one of his few wins at that track. And this is the first Roval that exits the infield. I said that earlier, but it is still pretty cool to know. So we got a good race ahead of us. I think there's going to be a lot of passing. I'd say that there's going to be some good passing opportunities. If we look at the track map, never mind, it's not showing. But if we pull up race info again, you can definitely see where the heavy braking zones are. I'd say that fourth turn, right before you're about to exit the track, that's gotta be really tight, because they're going in there full throttle. That's definitely gonna be your peak passing opportunity. I think the oval part is gonna be more of just like picking up speed. So there's gonna be a lot of dive bombs into that turn. So as we pull the session stay up, we're about a minute away from pace laps starting. Tom O'Laughlin will be on pole. Icy Cow will be right next to him. Icy Cow only has one win. It was at Circuit de Spa Francorchamps in season 3. It was the opening race. It was also a very chaotic race. There was a lot of accidents. First turn, Radeon, that final chicane. And then Tom O'Laughlin still has not gotten a win, only actually has 2 podiums ever. One of them came last weekend. Now they're getting ready to take the pace laps. So who do you guys think is going to win this race? I think it's going to be very close. I think Tom O'Loughlin's going to have to defend pretty hard. He also has Baguette Boy right behind him, who's desperately trying to catch up to the championship battle. Then John Christensen, who's pretty desperate for another win. Chad Vroski just felt what the winning for the first time feels like after winning at Lime Rock. And then there's going to be some hard chargers. Brendan Hubbard, you know, is going to have to hurry it. As it seems like maybe an issue in the back happened. Seems like coming around on the pace lap in turn 4, Brendan Hubbard and Edgelord may have made some contact. As we can see them back there. It's very likely that they did, knowing that they're like right in front of each other. So we're getting ready to go. Tom O'Laughlin about ready to bring us to the green. 39 laps. Green flag is out. We are racing in New England as he gets a really bad start. Icy Cow goes around. John Christensen moves into second. What an awful start. John Christensen now trying to go around the outside. Tom O'Laughlin drops back to 4th as Bone passes him. John Christensen takes the lead in turn 4. What an awful start for Tom O'Laughlin. Not at all what he wanted. Baguette Boy trying to go and climb the positions. Seems like Icy Cow pitted. What has happened there? All the way down to 17th now. Something must have happened. As yes, he did enter the pits. Ethan Marks trying to hold off Brendan Hubbard. Right here we see Big Bob inside the top 10. Man, John Christensen got a good start, up 3 seconds. Icy Cow has now exited the pits. Luckily on the lead lap, so it's not as Jack Steersman pulls off into pit road. What is happening? Now we're getting reports that Icy Cow has crashed. What is happening to him? Doesn't seem like he did crash. Maybe just slight issues at the back. As Valide is closing in now. Bone is reeling in Christensen. Down to about 2 seconds now. Yeah, Jack Steersman and Icy Cow having issues early as Chad Broski just set the fastest time. Good job for him. 102.0. Oh, Brennan Hubbard's in the wall. Right before the camera cut away, we saw Brennan Hubbard get into the wall. Doesn't seem like maybe that's what's happening. If he pulls into pit road, that could be an explanation on what has been happening. As he's trying to challenge Dylan Pettigrew for position, he's got Bob McFarland right behind him. Down the little S's. Now back onto the track, he's about 10 seconds back as Chad Broski passes Tom O'Laughlin for third place. Jack Steersman has just left pit road. As they go around Big Bob. Maybe he was having some kind of issues. Tom O'Laughlin. What a bad start he had. Just, the car wouldn't go. Everyone got around him. Icy Cow went ahead, and then eventually John Christensen got by him. So now Christensen's starting to extend his lead once again. Tom O'Laughlin has went into pit road. What is happening to a lot of these drivers? Going in way early. Competition caution is coming up. There's just a bunch of bad stuff has been happening to some of these drivers. Tom O'Laughlin, the most recent victim. As now Bone is trying to hold off Chad Broski as there's John Christensen. If you look at the sectors, he's been beating Bone and... Well, Bone's actually been beating him. He's trying to close in. Except Christensen absolutely destroyed him in the third sector. Yeah, in this first sector, Bone again closing in. We'll see in the second sector coming up. As Bone's also trying to hold off Chad Broski, who's really hammering in. This group right here is very close together. There's Alfredo Saucy in 6th. Car marks right in front of him as Icy Cow runs wide. 3 wide for a second. Up in front of this pack. Snoop Dogg staying behind the 77. As Chad Broski has now gotten around Bone. about 4.5 lead for Christensen, but unfortunately the competition caution's gonna be coming soon as Icy Cow heavy on the brakes, 3 wide, very close to the wall. Jack Daniels trying to cut his way through the field. So here you can see your biggest movers so far. Your biggest mover would be Dylan Pettigrew, up 9 spots since the drop of the green flag, up into 9th right now. Started last. Brian Hubbard's also moved up a lot, and then your biggest loser, Tom O'Laughlin and Icy Cow. I'd say probably Tom O'Laughlin, knowing how it's gone so far. A lot of position changing has been happening. John Christensen still up to a big lead, but competition caution is about to be thrown. As I'm actually gonna do that now. So yellow flag to bunch the field up. John Christensen's lead has basically just went away. But luckily for him, it's pretty good with pit stops. And knowing that they're not all going to be able to make it to the end, chances are he's going to have to make another pit stop. I think he got about a 7-second pit stop last race, which was very good. Very fast. Now he is slowing down to get behind the pace car. So now he will have to go head-to-head with Chad Broski in not just pit stop battles, but battles to get out front, or in his case, stay out front. Cars will be coming into pit lane very shortly. 44 will lead the whole field in. 44 has been notoriously good at pit stops. Tom O'Laughlin back in 5th, however. Well, not in 5th, but 5th in line. Hasn't really had the best. As I think they'll be coming into pit road this time. As here they all come. John Christensen's going to lead them through. His pit lane is pretty far down. It is the 4th stall. They get their stalls depending on how they qualified. Ooh, who's gonna get a good time? John Christensen wins the race off pit road. Bone Man second. Broski fell a bit. He's actually in fourth, it seems. There's the rest of the grid. 7.6s you can see back there, 9.9s. Jack Steersman didn't have the greatest pit stop. So your best pit stop, it seems, was a 7.2 from Dylan Pettigrew, moving him up 13 spots. Very interesting. So just like that, he's in the top 5. Very impressive performance today. I think he gained 4 spots. Then your worst pit stop was a 12.8 from Baguette Boy, falling down to 7th. John Christensen at an 8.6. And then Chad Broski, who he was really competing with, only got 11.5. So not strong at all. So Karl Marx, once again, having a pretty good day. He's in the podium spots. He needs a good race above Jack Daniels, who is currently in 8th, which he very much needs for the championship, knowing that we are less than 10 races away. So there's no more messing around. Karl Marx hasn't really been the best car all season, but he's definitely been one of the most consistent, and consistency is key to winning championships. And then you can see him right behind him is Chad Broski, who's last in the championship. Not because he's doing bad, just because he's been... Well, he joined the series late. Same with Dylan Pettigrew, who's right behind him, the 19. Monsieur Bone also joined this season late. As here we go, back to green. John Christensen leads us back into the first turn. Everyone charging hard. Monsieur Bone trying to look on the outside. Will the 44 be able to hold on? The 6 is going around, but the 44 defends hard. The 69's now coming. Nice. But the 44 will hold on. John Christensen already up to about a second lead. Deep into the field. You can find well, not that deep. Alfredo Saucy in 6th. He's trying to get around Tom O'Loughlin, who is not on the lead lap. He is a lap car, slowing him down. As the gap became so big, pull out intervals so you can see how close everyone is. So it's about a second and a half from first to second. And then between second to third now is about 8.6. As Chad Broski got around Karl Marx, as now here's everyone's opportunity to get around Tom O'Loughlin. Jack Daniels was able to get around, but Baguette Boy and Brendan Hubbard need to try and get around soon. As Brendan Hubbard got around, as this is just stacking everyone up. Yeah, I think the rest of the field is stuck behind them. Yeah, I think everyone else is back here. It's pretty close between third and second, between Bone and Broski. So we'll keep an eye on that second and third up there. Oh. Jack Daniels goes up to 6th. Bob McFarland and Ethan Martz side by side, trying to get around him, diving deep into the turn. Bob McFarland will get the position. Ethan Mart's been having a rough season. Then we see Jack Steersman back here, currently running in 17th after having an... Whoa! Totally obliterated all those cones. I don't know why he did that, as Alfredo Saucy's now into pit road. Oh no. He's having such a good day. I think he's the next one to fall to issues. Seems like a lot of mechanical issues are happening. Chad Broski now trying to close in on Monsieur Bone. Alfredo Saucy still in the pit road. Karl Marx back here in 4th. We're keeping tabs on Alfredo to see if he'll be able to come back out. That is not good at all. So about a 3-second lead between Christensen and Bone. Could this be Christensen's 8th win? That would tie Brennan Hubbard for the most all-time. Brennan Hubbard currently running in 7th. Here's Bob McFarland and Snoop Dogg battling for position, as now Alfredo Saucy is falling even farther. Definitely seems like a lot of cars are having mechanical issues, as he is finally out on track in pit road for 106 seconds. That's about a minute 46. Not a lot of close battles. We see this one right here. But other than that, we got Snoop Dogg and Bob McFarland. And besides that, there's not really any, as John Christensen set the fastest lap, and then Monsieur Bone takes it, a 101.5. As Jack Daniels passes Dylan Pettigrew for 5th. So 4 cars have randomly come into pit road for unknown issues, as Chad Broski passes Monsieur Bone. I think Bone went off track. Oh no. Bone is now completely out of sight. Let's go back in time and see if we can figure out what happened, as Alfredo Saucy has crashed. We're gonna have to go back and look at that too. Oh, where is that? Oh, just slid. I think that was coming onto the track. Very unfortunate. Now we're gonna try and figure out what happened to Alfredo Saucy. It very much may have not been a crash. But we have to check our... Yeah, it was a crash. Will we be able to see this? Yeah, it seems like we can't find it. We see a piece of debris of his. Very interesting. We're just gonna have to jump to live. I guess if you want to figure out what happened, you're gonna have to go to Discord server and look at images. We'll update you there. Bizarre incidents are happening. Alfredo Saucy is now in pit road. As the lead is closing between Christensen and Broski. But does that mean there's enough time? John Christensen has about a 2-second lead. Now let's look at sectors to see if this will tell us anything. Broski had a good sector in the second sector, but the other two have been alright. Sector 4 was good enough to be faster. Sector 5, slower. So it seems like he's trying to close the gap, but yeah, John Christensen was faster that lap. Definitely seems like he's trying. Now if we show the last couple laps, Broski has been closing in, but just not fast enough. Will he be able to get him before the finish? I do not know. Let's actually hop in the car for a ride around. This is about to exit as Jack Daniels moves into third, passing Karl Marx. That is very big for the championship. So that was a little lap around. So yeah, a couple close battles. Your closest one is between Snoop Dogg and Bob McFarland for 8th spot. Brennan Hubbard trying to close in on the leaders. Yeah, Karl Marx, he needs to hold on to this position because he needs to stay as close as he can to Jack Daniels for the championship. Also, that also bumped him out of podium contention. Well, he can still get a podium, just his chances of doing so are significantly lowered. As Big Bob goes off track, we are now getting told. As Big Bob has crashed. At least that's what the thing said. Can we go back and find anything? So it definitely seems like a weird race. It says Big Bob went off track and crashed on our race control. But can we find any instance of this actually happening? Yep. Oh, where did he go? Where is this? Oh, coming onto the track. As Edgelord is now being, as now it says Edgelord crashed as, yeah, Big Bob definitely did some off-roading. Yeah, I think Edgelord may have had some kind of issue as well. Hard to say. Just a lot of crazy stuff has been happening this race. Yeah, still about 2.5-second lead for John Christensen. We're coming up on 10 to go very soon. Now it says again that Edgelord crashed. This time it does look like he actually did. Edgelord has now entered pit road, so he definitely had some kind of issue. Yeah, you can see that this track is like narrow at some points and then some parts it widens up. Very inconsistent on the length, but I think that's pretty fun. Yeah, so in between Dylan and Brennan, you can see right there was about half a second, a little bit more. As, oh! Dylan hits the wall pretty hard. You can see a little bit of scrapes on the side of the car, but other than that is fine. Yet another incident that happened. Yeah, Dylan Pettigrew, still your biggest mover, up 13 spots since the start of the green flag. Yeah, your biggest loser so far is a tie between Bone, Cow, and O'Laughlin. As Monsieur Bone just got out onto the track again. Now, if you look at the gap, you can probably see how far down everyone is. Chances are, the farther down they are, the more issues they've had. Edgelord just exits the pits. So yeah, Alfredo Saucy and Bone definitely had major issues. We could not find Alfredo Saucy's, but we could find Monsieur Bones. Went a little wide and hit the wall. Is Dylan Pettigrew now going around Bone? This will give him a gap between him and Brennan Hubbard as, whoa, big smoke. Yeah, so far, Edgelord is the only driver that was completely even, gained 0, and lost 0. So we're about 30 minutes through this race, and we're just about to hit 56 minutes of recording. Yeah, still nothing really for the lead. It was closing in, but then it started to gain again. Chad Broski's now 3 seconds behind, where earlier it was getting down to about 2 seconds. So I think John Christensen just needs to hope he doesn't have any issues and can make it to the end. 11 cars on the lead lap as of now. Ethan Martz is the last one on the lead lap, about 56 seconds back. Then Tom O'Laughlin and Icy Cow are 1 lap down. Steersman 2 laps down. Edgelord 3 laps down. Saucy is 8 laps down. And then Monsieur Bone is 10. As once again, the 3-second barrier has been broken, but it'll probably rise again between Christensen and Broski. So about 7 to go. It seems like the gap is actually closing again between Christensen and Broski, down to about 2.5. A minute ago it was 3 seconds, so maybe it's not quite over just yet. Time delta. You can see it was growing and now it's shrinking. As now we're down to about 2 seconds, as now I can see why he reached lap traffic. He got around Steersman. Lap time history. You can see Broski closing in by almost about a second that lap, down to about a second and a half, trying to get around lap traffic as Christensen gets into the wall. Now he gets around Icy Cow pretty easily. No, is he gonna fight back? As now Ethan Martz has been known to stack up drivers as he just goes around him, completely outbrakes him. What a move. And then sectors. Definitely seems like he lost Chad Broski again. Chad Broski is now fighting. Trying to get around lap traffic as he's got Icy Cow and Ethan Martz right in front of him. As Jack Daniels is now closing in. Chad Broski now trying to get around if he wants to have a shot to take the lead. As you can see, Jack Daniels right back there. That's for second place. This would be Chad Broski's second podium. If he can keep it up, as he just... It doesn't seem like he has enough time. He'd need John Christensen to get caught up in more traffic. And he's been able to navigate them so far fairly well. His edgelord has just went off track. If you want to know how many times each person has been off track, here's your counter. Bones went off once. Steersman and edgelord have went off twice. O'Loughlin's went off. Big Bob, we saw him go off. Baguette Boys went off. But the top 6 have been relatively perfect today. So there is a car up in front. I can't quite tell who it is. He just has to get by, as it is Alfredo Saucy going very slow. Alfredo Saucy just lets him by, as Chad Broski had just caught up, as now he's gonna have to navigate. Now he has to get around edgelord, as Tom O'Loughlin is now being reported as crashing. Oh yeah, he definitely had something happen. We may have to look at that later. So John Christensen will be coming up on 2 to go. It seems like the car in front of him is Big Bob now, who I think is a little too far ahead. As John Christensen pits. Wait, this completely changes the race. John Christensen has pit. Chad Broski has pit. Jack Daniels stays out. A lot of cars were not able to stretch. Jack Daniels is now your race leader. As Karl Marx is one of the ones that had to come in and pit. With 2 to go, John Christensen could not stay out, as that will make him lose another chance at trying to stay on the podium. What a change of events. Christensen comes into pit road, drops to 4th. Oh, that has to be disappointing. As Jack Daniels has now taken the white flag. This is not the first time this has happened. This happened at Imola. And then it happened again at Mid-Ohio. At Imola, Brennan was leading, came into pit road, then Jack Daniels was leading at Mid-Ohio, and then he came into pit road. Another bizarre finish for the USF 2000 AI League. They could not stretch. Jack Daniels, though, winning out of bizarre luck, as Christensen is now being reported as crashed. What happened there? Jack Daniels, however, will come out of the final turn and will win at New Hampshire under bizarre circumstances. Christensen drops to 5th as he is out. He crashed on the final. What an off. It went from bad to worse for Christensen. So what happened? Let's see if we can try and find what happened. He was battling with Bob McFarland, broke too hard into the wall. Can't really see it from here, but he went straight into the wall, trying to hold on to 4th, then barely will stay inside the top 10. What a strange race to have had happened. Ooh, I'm still digesting it. Well, without further ado, we're going to look at your results, your final results. Jack Daniels will take first by about 10.5 seconds over Dylan Pettigrew, who gets second. Brennan Hubbard, who won under this kind of circumstance at Mid-Ohio over Jack Daniels, takes third this time. Bob McFarland, fourth. Chad Broski, fifth. Karl Marx, sixth. Baguette Boy will be seventh. Snoop Dogg, eighth. Big Bob, ninth. Heartbreak for John Christensen after leading almost every single lap. Will come home 10th. Ethan March will be 11th. Izzy Cal 12th. Steersman 13th. O'Laughlin, a bad day just from the start of the green flag. It was very bad. Edgelord 15th. Alfredo Saucy 16th. And Monsieur Bone will take 17th. So, I guess that will do it for today's race at the New Hampshire Roval. Race 17 will be staying here in New England for 3 races in a row. We'll be staying at this exact track in this exact city, but this time we're going to be taking it on the flat 1-miler oval. So until next time, I'll see you then.